Okay guys, as you can see, what beautiful condition this chest was in. I really didn't have an opportunity to talk the guy down because we were involved in the paintings and other things that they had for sale. So the guy kind of wanted to rush us into the vehicle without me taking a good look at it. Hey guys, Tibbs here. Here's my next project. It's this 2 drawer antique chest of drawers. It's a chest with 2 drawers. Solid oak, and it's in real rough shape. I got it at a good price. Thank God, because there is it's all falling apart. As you can see, we got this damage here. This guide here is all loose. It's coming apart all along the back, and this is out of the groove. This is out. Okay, and over here the drawers. I don't know if you can see that keyhole, how fancy that is. It's really beautiful. It's missing the one here, and these are newer handles that just are ridiculous. So we are going to get this taken apart, putting back together again, and looking new. Alright, we'll get back to you. Okay guys, as you can see, what beautiful condition this chest was in. I really didn't have an opportunity to talk the guy down because we were involved in the paintings and other things that they had for sale. So the guy kind of wanted to rush us into the vehicle without me taking a good look at it. But you can see how they made these cutouts to put it all together. It is all solid oak. This is one of the sides. Nice paneled side with a sculpted front leg. Some of the pieces here. And this is being only held on by one little nail that somebody tacked in there. This is all loose and coming apart. And there's the top. And the top is all loose and cracked over here. Because I hear all kinds of noises of things falling and stuff. So anyways, we almost got this thing 100% taken apart. We're going to chisel out all the crap and take out the nails and anything that's going to get in our way of putting this thing back together again and making it look nice. Also, over here, you can see how the drawer, let me just, which isn't a big deal. It's a quick fix, but you see how they put screws in there. But this is, once that's glued and secured, I'm going to take these off and glue it and then tack it back down and coat that so it won't come apart any more than it already is. But that's pretty much only laminated on it is the base to the drawers. And again, I'm going to try to track down 4 antique drawer pulls, which I know I have somewhere. I've looked for them in the past, but I'm just going to have to really go through my stuff and try to find it. So anyways, I just wanted to give you a quick update, show you what needs to be done, and we'll get this thing back together looking pristine all over later. Okay guys, right here you can see where somebody used a finish nail to go into the mortise and tenon joint there to hold it, and I could force this out, and I probably will have to because it's so countersunk in there. By leaving the nail in there and trying to stick glue in there is going to cause, you can actually see where they had put glue. you want this piece to be able to fit in freely so that there's no obstructions in there. If the guy didn't have clamps and he just threw this in with some glue and nailed it, it might have not have been a close joint. And when the glue hardens, it's going to prevent a good joint this time around, where obviously, taking a look at this piece, it is totally apart. So we need to get this separated and cleaned out of all glue and obstructions, so that when it's all put back together again, same as this back piece here, we got to wiggle this out and work it out, clear it of all its obstructions so that we can put it back together again, get a nice tight clean fit so that when we glue it and clamp it, it all goes nicely together, wood to wood. All right, we'll be back when we make some progress. Okay, we're back with this these drawer slides right here. It's pretty cool the way they put them together. They come out. Oh, there's a screw there. They're not securely fastened, and because of the cut there on each end, you taper that in, lift it up. Sorry about this. Lift it up and it slides down in there. And what that helps with, let's see if I can get the camera set up. What that helps with, if this was to be glued in one particular spot and secured there, and the drawer was a tight fit, in the summertime when it gets humid out, this wood will absorb moisture and expand, and what this allows is this piece acts as a spring because of these cuts. Now there's a screw in here, or a piece of tack or something, that actually lifts it up off the bottom to give it a little less restriction across the whole surface of the bottom of the drawer. So with that expansion, this acts as a spring and still allows the drawer to move in and out freely, which is a really clever idea. I don't know why they didn't leave the same space, or they didn't make a big enough, long enough cut here. This may be an accident, but it serves the purpose well. I noticed on the other side, let me see. Let's see if the other side's the same way. It's kind of hard to tell because this back is still on. Yep, it has the room for the expansion on those. And this other one also has the spring loaded just by the little cut there. Just enough to keep tension on the drawer, but enough to absorb the expansion of the humidity during the really humid days. All right, we'll bring you back when we get further on. Okay, so we got all the joints cleaned out really well. Now when you're gluing this back together again, you want all the surfaces as much as you can. Don't be shy on glue, because the finish will actually keep it from sticking to the wood, and you don't have to worry about the stain color because the stain's already absorbed into the wood. So throw a good amount of glue on there, get all your pieces glued together in a timely fashion, and piece it together, and then we'll set up the clamps and move on from there. Something I didn't mention is make sure you know what pieces are going where before you actually clamp. I already clamped down the base, but luckily I just did that. We have the upper support here that has most of its dado or tenon in place, so we need to get this glued up and reinserted. So it's not a big deal. I'm just going to take it apart and get it back together again. Once you get the pieces glued and clamped together, you don't want to just leave it at that. You want to go and check to make sure with a combination square that you are perpendicular, square to everything. You want to check it this way and you want to go in here and check it this way. Now it is a little off here. It's kind of a difficult place to check. In here it's right on the money. So the pieces might have been not cut square at the beginning. I checked that side and that side square, so we're in a good situation here where everything's squared off the best we can get it. So we're going to let that dry and move on to put the rest of the pieces in. Now I didn't do the top piece yet. This is the drawer lock. I didn't do the top piece yet because that can actually fit in after the fact, but I need to get these nails that they'll put in there out. So we'll get back to you again when we get further on down the road. Okay guys, well, we got it pretty much all back together again. It's all glued and clamped. The top's on. We still have the drawers to work on and the handles, but it's all nice and square, nice and tight, put back together again, and it's not going to fall apart for at least 150 years. So we're going to look for those handles to replace, fix the bottom of that other drawer over there, get this back together again, and put the drawers in, take the clamps off, and check out how nice it looks. Well, I guess you guys could take a vote. I couldn't find the really ornate, beautiful handles that I had. They've been hanging around here for the last 8-9 years, and they are somewheres. They are somewheres. I just couldn't find them. So I have these antique brass handles, and the ones that came with it are these high polished brass handles with the oak accent on them. I much prefer the antique looking handles over the high polished brass, and that's what I'm going to go with for now until I can at least find the ornate ones. But tell me what you think. What would you prefer? And I'll get back to you a little later on. So anyways guys, it's all finished here. I put the antique handles on. It's all nice and totally solid where it was falling apart as my daughter and I were carrying it into the house. We got a nice little chest here, totally solid. Although I didn't have the or couldn't find those antique hinges or handles, we have these antique. They're about 20 years old. This handle, maybe a little longer than that, but more like about between 25 and 30 years old. But they're antique looking handles, and they do just fine. I would like to get that new or try to find a matching key holder for that. But for $50 at an estate sale, this thing was falling apart. I would have probably talked them down if I knew it prior to it. I probably could have got it for half that, the way it was falling apart. But still, we have a nice, really nice 2-drawer dresser, antique, solid oak to the tilt. I think it's very attractive, beautiful. You can't find solid furniture like this anymore, and believe it or not, the antique oak furniture, from what I hear and noticed, is really hard to find, but it's still out there, painted, disguised. Somebody took the paint probably off this one, or maybe it was never painted. But if it's something something that you're into, you can refinish, repair. I didn't have any power tools or use any power tools to do this. And just clamps, glue, screwdriver, chisel, and put it together. And it took me less than 6 hours to do. So, if you like these kind of things, you know, when I'm not out picking or looking for antiques or projects to do in the winter, or tag sealing or metal detecting or underwater filming, I do these kind of things. And then just the kind of stuff I like to bring to Brimfield and or keep for myself or give away. But anyways, thanks for watching, and Dixie says hi real quick. Right. She wants to get outside. But anyways, thanks for watching. Until the next time, Tibbs out.